Hey everyone, it's Darren or Jedi Bricks, and this is Vietnam episode 1 or week 1 of building Vietnam in Lego. There's a little bit there that I will explain in a minute. I had a bunch of stuff that I just took apart because I filmed 10 minutes of Vietnam and I talked about a bunch of stuff and I did a bunch of stuff. And then I lost the footage. So everything that would be easy to put back on, I took off. But, this is our base. It is 45 inches. That's a lot of inches. But 45 inches by 30 inches. I'm going to do my best on bringing this to Brickworld Chicago next year. So if you're going to that, be sure to make sure you look for this build. And yeah, so it's going to be just like my clone base that I took apart to work on this. This time I actually have 360 view, and I'm getting better lighting soon, so I'm really excited. And I've already kind of started with it being, modularized, because I have to bring this all the way from Arizona to Illinois. But I've gone to Chicago a lot of summers, but I've just never been to Brickworld, so I'm excited. It does overhang on my table 4 studs, or about 5 studs on each side, which kind of sucks. And I've already taken apart 2 nose plates for this, but I had a bunch of other plans. This is version 11 that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but I am going to get some water first and prepare a little more before I start talking about the Vietnam War Plan version 13. So as I said, this is version 13 of Vietnam. Normally I don't have so many iterations of a mock project, but this one was a little bit complicated. Every single plan, version 1 all the way to version 12, was just me writing in general. So I was talking to my grandpa, my great-grandpa, Grandpa Jim. Shout out to him if he sees this or if I send this to him. He was my main inspiration for this project because he is a Vietnam War veteran. And him and I looked at some maps. We talked about the troops. I'm glad he was willing to talk about it. But, we talked and we enjoyed ourselves having nice long, I think my longest phone call with him was an hour and 5 minutes, which was pretty amazing. I can say I enjoyed it a lot, and I was very thankful that I have a grandpa like that. And I met some other Vietnam vets. Shout out to Roger. I know you probably won't see this, but he was a Navy veteran on the USS, I believe it was Dewey. And so the USS Dewey was a guided missile ship. And I told him about this project, and he said it was salute-worthy. So that's what really made me want to do this. And Vietnam War is something I'm passionate about. It's something I'm interested in. And yeah. So I made this plan. As it said, it's 6 gray base plates. And I plan on taking it to Brickworld Chicago 2024, which is in like 11 months, give or take. So in this plan, this kind of looks like gray, but it's supposed to be brown here. But in this Vietnam War plan, it's literally everything down to the troops. So I am struggling a little bit with this project, getting my brain wrapped around the fact that this project is going to cost somewhere around $2.5 to $3.5 thousand. The minifigures alone, which I will talk about in episode 2 or week 2, are going to be almost $900. So, over here, starting all the way to the left, which is right here, there's a line of 8 studs. That's just the 4x4 green plate. 2, so all the way down here there's just going to be a bunch of trees because that's what all these little green things are. Then there's going to be a road. You can't really see it on here very well. That brown dirt road. And then I'm going to try and get it to pick up a little. I think I know a way to get it to pick up a little more. Right, so this flashlight makes it easier to see. I am getting better lighting in this room during this project, I will say that, but now, yeah, you can definitely see it there. So all the way this right here, this Jeep. So I designed an M151 Mutt, which was the Jeep that was used during the Vietnam War by the United States of America. And I plan on having 3 of them in this mock. The first one is going to be right here. You can see that small gray block representing the Mutt. And then behind it is it's going to be followed by a M35 truck that I also designed myself. Brickmania has one, but Brickmania is pretty expensive. And then right here is another M151 Mutt, just a normal one. Then this little thing on top of the M151 Mutt, this third one in the back, is supposed to represent a .50 caliber machine gun. So I feel like that will be pretty neat. So I am able to turn off that flashlight now. So moving over, bunch of trees, because that road is supposed to be its own little thing, you know, because if it was part of the thing, it would be knocked out and everything. So moving to the right a little bit, lots of trees, hundreds of trees in this mock probably. But right here, this is a little, so this here, right on this top half, is supposed to represent a little river, like it continues on that way, but it is a little river. And but it's representing sorry, my mind's blanking. It is representing my mind is blanking. So it's just a river that leads into this pond, lake, creek sort of thing. And there's going to be 2 UH-1D Huey helicopters, which I designed myself in studio, just like the trucks that I'm going to be ordering one of them here soon. I might have a third one. I forgot to put it on this plan. The thought didn't even cross my mind. But I might have a third one here or there flying in the air with a M60 machine gun mounted on it. Because I did make a separate design that will mount an M60 machine gun. But that will be week 3. Yeah, week 3 or episode 3 that I will be doing that. So we have one Huey parked or landed here because my idea is, or my sort of thing is, because there's only 6 to 8 or maybe 14, I don't remember, troops at a time, is there are Hueys taking off and then more landing because my grandpa said in Vietnam, you know, they were just told where to go and they got in the helicopters and the helicopter just dropped them off wherever they needed to be. So the helicopters are just landing and then flying up in the air, and then another ones are landing, and then they're just picking up troops and bringing them there. That's what these little lighter green on the trees but so dark green dots are representing is the U.S. troops, which that would be, I think I said 2. Yeah, 2 will be talking about the troops. So they're just hopping off the Huey and running through the forest right here, which I might make a little path or something. And then they're running through, there's like a separate squad or something running through the forest there. This brown is supposed to represent a quite large trench right there with a bunch of U.S. troops in it. It's only like that deep, so not a real deep trench, but, you know, still a nice trench. Then these buildings, it's supposed to run through here too. I just don't have it represented here. This isn't based off a specific battle, by the way. I just want to clarify that. But it's a little village. And these are 4 little village houses or whatever that have been blown up and are destroyed with fire on them. And that's what the Viet Cong troops are hiding behind. So this is an entrance to one of the tunnels. They're called Chu Chi tunnels. I'm not going to say that the whole time. I'm probably just going to call them the tunnels. I'll say Chu Chi tunnels like once a video. But that is supposed to be an entrance or an exit to some of those, which is on this little thing, which looks like a sun in an 8-year-old's drawing. But it is a hill. So that hill will be over there. on that 48 by 48 plate. So this makes it look like I have more space than I actually have. The Hueys, I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of way to work the Hueys in because they might be a little too big, but I still have to figure that out. And then these are just the houses that are blown up, no roofs, just remnants of houses. You have Viet Cong running in from the forest, they're coming out of the tunnel, they're running from everywhere, and it's just an all-out firefight. So talking about this, so this is a top view, right? And then the way we would look at it, if say you bend down, so if you're looking at it just like this, that's what this is supposed to represent. So that is just the frontal tunnel. So I'll show you where I have the tunnels laid out here in a minute. But yeah, and this is the layout for the tunnels, which I have modified in a way, but there's just two main tunnel paths going backwards. Two main tunnel paths just going out. One turning right here just leads to nowhere. And then one of them that turns left here leading to nowhere. Same thing there. And then this path leads to nowhere, and then this path leads to that entrance or exit right there. So now that we are done talking about the plan, let's actually get into discussing some certain things. So for a starter, I don't have any Viet Cong or US troops on me, so I'm just going to grab this thing. It's just some random dude wearing a Brickmania MCH helmet and vest. So that's a minifigure, right? Just like an old war minifigure, standard height. So I need to figure out how many bricks tall I want this to be. So I could have one brick tall, which is what I wish I could do, but you know, that just doesn't really work, having a whole entire tunnel system. So maybe 2 bricks tall. Still too short. What I was originally thinking, and I don't know why I thought I was gonna get away with this, but I was thinking 3 bricks tall. But, you know, I mean, you could think about it in a way like they have to go through their tunnels like this, or they have to crawl through their tunnels, but that's just not 100% realistic. So looking next to the minifigure, 4 could work, maybe, potentially. I mean, it could fold. 4 is not enough. So it looks like 5 is going to be the lucky number. So 5 bricks tall. So I'm going to build up a couple things real fast and then talk about it. So on this mock, this is just random brick that I laid out here, just out of complete random. These are some of the Technic pins that are helping modularize it, but these are just 5 brick tall black things, which represents that it keeps going, right? So that just represents that it keeps going. So when you're looking at it from here, by the way, all these random bricks are just to lay it out. These are not going to be staying here by any means. But, so this is where that hill is going to be, and it is going to line up with right here, and there's going to be a ladder or something going up. Then this goes off to nowhere. I actually didn't think about the fact that the brown border has to come through here. It'll stop right there. It'll stop right there. But because there's gonna be a funny little scene or something down there, since it's not really well seen unless you look at it from the side. That'll be an Easter egg area probably, and then just a few areas. So this is the completed, the fully 100% completed tunnel system layout. So what I'm going to do is I built up a lot of these 5 tall things just to make a big nose plate. And what I can do is I take some 4x4 grid plate, because I said it's going to be, let me move this here, but I said it's going to be like a big nose plate, and it's going to be 5 bricks tall. So right here, I don't think I have any brown bricks to represent it right here. I don't know if I have brown 2x bricks at all, actually. But, yeah, no, I don't. But in order to do that, we'll just imagine that I'll just place one of these here because it'll be a 5 tall border. So then it'll be 1 green plate on that. Let me rework this. Boom. And then boom. Boom, boom. 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 I'm just trying to figure out how this will work on my own. So, oop, that happened because I'm trying to physically show you guys how all this is going to work. So it'll all be a little bit closer. There we go. So it'll be like this when it's finished right here. So it's just gonna be 8 studs, and then I have these that are 4 bricks and 2 plates. So I could put that there, so the road is a little lower than everything else. I'm going to do a time lapse of me working on all of this here, and that will probably be the end of episode 1 of Building Vietnam. I cannot express my happiness that I'm finally starting the Vietnam War diorama. That was a nice few hours of building. So at one point I ran out of colorful brick, so I actually started using a dark bluish gray brick because I had a lot of it. So this is all I'm able to do right now, and the week 1 update is just about time to be over. So looks pretty good with this lime green plate. So now all I need to do is I need to get the brown brick to put here all around, 5 bricks high, and then I need to get the brown 16 by 16 plates to go here, and then the road would be pretty much completed other than the wedge plates to kind of make it more unnatural. So I'm going to work on this section and this section mostly because unlike Column Base, where I just did whatever I had parts for, I want to do everything in an organized fashion, section by section by section, so everything can kind of stay organized, and I don't want to have to cut any corners or anything at all. But yeah, so this is going to look, I'm excited because this is going to look pretty nice, in my opinion. It's going to look pretty great, but that is just my opinion. So tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Week 1 of Vietnam, we did get a decent amount of stuff done for just being week 1. And, you know, it's let me check the time here. It's pretty late. I think it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. So, as I said, a lot of work getting done today. Cannot wait to see what I end up getting done the next. So these aren't going to actually come out every week. It's going to be episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. They're not going to actually be weekly because it's going to be every time I get a parts order or every time I have parts or something to talk about or something to announce, then I will make a video. So it's going to be episodes instead of weeks. I'm just switching it up a little bit. Surprisingly, I got a lot done just in the first week. I had way more parts than I had on hand. Tomorrow, off camera, I'm actually going to count this because I'm going to keep track of all the parts I put into Vietnam. So, and then I could count how many there is. So, be sure to leave a like down below if you want to see more videos like this. And be sure to subscribe to see all the other updates all the way up until I finish Vietnam. And thank you guys so much for watching. Leave likes for more videos like this. As I said, subscribe for everything else LEGO and more of this. And with all that said, have a great rest of y'all's day.